but Mike had a healthy number of roaches. So
Oh,
if you're spreading your roaches.
that's
That's
yeah. I see what you're saying. That's interesting to think about.
yeah. I mean, Mike played that as far as decision making pretty much perfect after the first stages of the game. I think he did everything right, and that's what allowed him to almost catch up. I mean, Slush had an advantage that I'm sure, with that advantage, I'm sure he takes the game right there and then, 95% of the time. Like Mike just played that really well after the first stage of the game where he pulled pretty far behind.
All right. Here we are in game 2, best of 3. In the bottom right-hand location, we have the Red Zerg player Mike on Team Knights. He has some work to do against the Blue Zerg player in the top left, Slush from Team Root Gaming. This is Root versus Knights. This is, I don't know what the format is called, but basically it's 4 1v1s between 2 players, one player from either team. First team to 3 wins is victorious. If it goes 2-2, it goes to an ace match. And this is the first best of 3, so if you're just now joining us, you haven't missed a whole lot. I say that though, but that last DVZ was actually pretty interesting and pretty cool to watch. We'll have to see what happens here. Would you expect any drastic changes in strategy, Juby or Kat?
Well, with my extensive knowledge in ZVZ, I don't know. It looks like Mike's going for the same build order. He might.
I think Slush is too.
He might get psyched out from the first match and try and cheese. That's if he felt like, oh my god, there's no way I could have won that. But I think he probably feels like, he was really close to holding that. If he just got a couple better fungals off and maybe he made a round of drones right before Slush attack. So, maybe he thinks he could have held that if he just change 1 or 2 little things, and maybe they'll just go for the, this game will look a lot like the last game.
Now, Cats, comparatively, as far as maps are concerned, Antigua versus Ohana, the natural obviously might be a little bit easier to defend, but then getting to the third, I don't know, it seems a little bit similar. Would the map have a drastic effect on these player strategies in the CVZ compared to the last game?
I think Slush might try to go for a faster third here, but I'm not sure. I mean, like, Antigua is one of those maps where, like, roaches and a faster third is actually good on. I'm just saying that because Slush has more than one build, unlike most Zerg players, including myself. I kind of just do the same thing in CVZ and then react to what my opponent's doing, but Slush has a few different openers. Map-wise, I think Antigua would have been better for the 3 hatches, but he didn't do it, so I expect him to do it here. Not really map-related, just he showed his hand once.
Now, do you think there was an element of Mike thinking that, okay, Antigua probably good for a fast third? Is that why he put down his fast third, thinking that Slush would do a similar strategy?
Oh, yeah.
Again, I think that most Zerg players have sort of one standard build. I would expect Knight to go for a fast third as well.
Okay.
On this map, I don't think it was a thing of, oh, it's Antigua, I'll take my fast third. He seemed to be pretty comfortable, and he seemed to know what he was doing last game with his fast third. I'm sure he's practiced it plenty of times.
On this map, like every ZVZ that I watch, the games are usually pretty interesting. Like, both players try and take a fast third, and then everybody, like, they just keep counterattacking each other and trying to kill the third and run into the main and kill the third and deny it. And I don't know, I think the ZVZ is pretty exciting on this map.
Yeah, definitely. More so than on Antigua, at least. On Antigua, it's, once they take their third, either you push like Slush did with a bunch of units, or you don't try to harass much at all, because one group of units can defend all 3 bases. Whereas here you have to split them at least in 2.
Now, I feel like as it gets to a 4th base, it can get really tricky as far as, alright, we're having to choose between 2 different locations, and then if you want a 5th, you have to defend both, and of course they're very far apart, and those gases are incredibly important, I feel like, as late game ZVZ starts coming forward. Would you generally agree with that?
Yeah, I wanted to say they're actually both going for a faster lure this game, and Mike is actually going for a faster lure and faster gases than Slush.
Oh.
He's taking a tiny bit of a risk in only making 2 banelings, and his spine is also late. So actually, quite the opposite of what we were thinking, that he might get psyched and be like, oh, Slush is so aggressive, I'll play a little safe.
Yeah.
He's playing way more riskier, and as a result of that, he's gonna get ahead of Slush potentially.
Now, how does Slush recognize this? And can he do anything about it?
Oh wow, that is a really fast fire. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't know what could Slush do about this, Cats.
Well, once Slush just sent a link to his opponent's third, and he didn't see a third. So this is pretty much a standard third timing. Slush at this point has to assume that his opponent is stacking as well. The only problem for Slush is identifying if his opponent is ahead or behind in gas. And then he decides to go for an infestation pit or a spire. The infestation pit is 100% the right call by Slush here. That's exactly what he needed to do, because if he went for a spire, he would have always had less muta.
Yep.
His third is slower, etc., etc. So now he's making a bunch of links. He might try to deny or delay his opponent's third, and then it's going to transition into a pretty standard game that happens. And if that doesn't happen, then Mike is going to have a title with an advantage.
Why is Slush making roaches right now? Just out of curiosity.
He's going to try to kill his opponent's third.
Okay. Do you think that Slush knows that the muta are coming?
He saw the spire with the changeling.
Okay. It doesn't make sense that he would make roaches in just because they're so slow. I mean,
he made the roaches before he saw the spire, for what it's worth.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was following the changeling as it spotted it. So we'll have to see if he continues with the roach production, actually adding on 2 queens. There go the spore crawlers. 9 mutas on the way. Slush should be fine, I think. Is that the right number of spores and queens? I mean, I feel like it is.
Oh yeah, and there's infestors coming out too, so he should be fine. I just
feel still things that would get picked off. Overlords might get picked off first if Mike wants to play, but if he goes straight for the base of Slush, he could pick up the Roach Warren, he could pick up the Evo Chamber or the Infestation Pit before Slush can get too many infestors out. But yeah, Mike is just doing the safe and the right thing right now, which is to pick up all the Overlords that he can on the map. It's basically, you know, you either choose to gamble a little bit on whether you're gonna be able to kill something or not, or you kill whatever you can and be happy with that.
Oh, Mike's droning up really hard. I feel like Slush is in a really bad spot here. Like, he can't pressure his opponent. He's behind in workers. His third's slower. I don't know. This doesn't look good.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Slush at all. This is a really clean play for Mike. Again, he took a risk really early on, and then he took a risk again in taking that third so fast.
And then Slush wasn't able to do anything about the third.
Yeah, I thought Slush might come out and try to be aggressive. He's playing this a little bit safer than I'm used to seeing from him.
Yeah, do you think if he had made Zorglings and Banelings instead of the Roaches, that he would have been able to deny the third? I feel like that was kind of a mistake by him.
He could have. But it's hard to tell, and it would have been a risk. I think what Slush is thinking right now, and it is not untrue by any means, is right now Slush has the better unit composition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his infestors are gonna be, you know, gaining energy. So whenever you go mutas and CVZ, it's basically to keep him alive as long as possible, which Mike is not doing properly here, and try to get an economy. Oh, a lot of links just died. An economic.
To a Baneling? I think I missed that. Oops.
Yeah.
I was watching the Muta and the Queen take each other out.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty
Slush
epic.
is way up in supply right now, considering he's down by 15 drones. His army is way bigger, but
yeah,
that means he has to do damage with it, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. As soon as he started killing the mutas, he started making a lot of roaches, because that means, and that's why you gotta keep the mutas alive for so long, because the mutas give you map control and they allow you to, you know, like, know when your opponent's moving out and do damage before they move out, and not allow them to move out until they have enough. But now that the mutas are out, I mean, moving with 4 infestors is just fine. But imagine if there's 7 mutas out, there's nothing, it would be really silly to move out. So,
wow.
Well, Slush is pretty lucky here. I think that Mike didn't wait for roach speed, and 1-1 too.
He can't run.
Mike just attacked 30 seconds too early.
Yeah.
Less roaches too, I think he had. Less roaches, worse upgrades, and he didn't have speed. Though he still chose to engage his opponent's side of the map. Did he sense weakness from Slush? I mean, Did he did he think Slush was droning up really hard or something? That was an interesting engagement he chose to have there.
It's pretty much the same timing. Slush did,
wow,
except
Slush,
it's a
what
lot
are you doing?
softer.
Ah! Oh, he just moved commanded into the roaches.
Yeah.
Oh no, Slush.
Yeah, Mike has this 100%, I think. If you look at Mike's bank, I mean, if he can just spend that, it's over.
Oh yeah, and he's ahead in upgrades too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slush not too far away from +2. And again, the drones is what's important behind this. Oh, well, Slush is relatively close there, 56 to 49, but how can Slush defend this third? He needs that energy on those infestors. I don't think they have the energy for Fungal right now.
No, they don't.
Which is what you absolutely need here. Slush going to try to engage this. The Queen going to help out as well. And Slush is going to hold this off for now. The defender's advantage is so important in ZVZ. But again, Mike has the drone advantage. He's taking that 4th base. Slush going up 10 additional drones, +2 just now finishing. So Slush is going to have +2 to his opponent's 1-1. But yeah, I mean, I think Slush can still make it work here.
Yeah, if those infestors gain energy, they become exponentially better. Now his opponent is going to be ahead in economy the entire game. So what Slush is going to have to rely here is on a really big attack where his army is bigger than his opponent and his army composition is better than his opponent. And if it gets that far, if he can crush the army of his opponent, he has a chance. Otherwise, not really. I feel like Mike should continue to trade here as he takes his 4th. And I feel like Mike should definitely continue to tech up. Now he's getting 2-2 and an infestation pit actually. He just took the other 2 gases at his 3rd not long ago. So Mike again is doing, for the most part, all the right things.
Yeah, this situation kind of happens in TVT sometimes, where one person is ahead in tech and the other person has a bigger army, and I feel like if Slush just stays and is really cost effective the whole game, you know, there's only 5 bases on this map, so if he can just slowly, you know, split the map in half and keep a better army, then you should be able to take the game, but it'll take like another 30 minutes for him to win, unless he goes for the one big attack like Kat said.
Yeah, I think that's what he's gonna do. He's still producing drones though, which is a little bit weird because he's already nearing max. What I would do right now if I were Slush is to just, you know, like max out as fast as I can and know that I have more infestors or more energy on my infestors if anything. He is now adding infestors. That is the right call, adding a few more. I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped the Hydra then and started making Hydras to fill up the supply. Actually, he's maxed already, so I would expect Slush to move out pretty soon here.
So when should we expect to see any sort of hive transition from these 2 players? Is it too close of a game for that to happen, or do certain circumstances have to occur? Is it doable for Mike right now to slowly start trying to do that?
Yeah, it's only doable for Mike. If I were Mike, I'd be dropping spines all over the place and transitioning up, because he can only lose if he loses a big fight and he doesn't have anything behind to, you know, if Mike loses the big fight, which is very likely because he has way less infestors. A beautiful concave though.
Yeah.
So I think this is gonna be the really nice concave now.
Also, it's 2-2 against O2. Is that a huge difference in ZVZ? Oh wow, 6 Fungal. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yes, Slush is not being fast enough to drop infested Terrans here. I feel like they would have helped a ton. Still not dropping them actually. Just gonna keep his infestors and back. I mean, this is
not the worst trade, but like, does it come down?
Yeah, trading is not really good for him right now.
Right, because his opponent has a 4th better economy, and the better ability to rebuild. Oh, better upgrades. That's a good point. Slush finally getting that carapace going.
Yeah, I wish Mike would start a hive so he could start 3-3, or does nobody do that in ZVZ?
I don't know if he has the gas to do that right now.
Maybe that's my TVT, my turn brain thinking.
Well, I think he definitely will have that because he already took the gases at his 4th. I think that would be the right call for Mike. I don't think he should be overextending.
Yeah, I think this is okay for Slush. I mean, his army or his investors. Oh, they used to have energy. They don't have energy anymore. I guess I missed all that. And
yeah, Mike's upgrade's really showing here. And if Mike just continues to reinforce and deny that this 4th, that will be okay too for him. I don't know why he pulled back. Had more roaches there, I think.
Slush really needs that energy back on those infestors.
Yeah.
Would Spines be okay here at this point, at this 4th? I mean, he has...
For Slush?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he could make infestors and spines.
I don't know. Then wouldn't Mike just be able to go attack a different part of the map?
Yeah, that's true. But doesn't that give Slush enough time to get more energy on infestors if Mike is moving around everywhere?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he can get one fungal on all 10 of those infestors...
Yeah, he's about to get there
big.
too, I think. Or he's not too far away. And Mike's backing up for now. Slush actually has a supply lead, 190 to 169 supply. I don't see any additional tech from Mike except for Hydras.
Yeah, really.
See a Hive.
Yeah, really not well played by Mike in this last few minutes. He could have, like, he's been really indecisive. He could have, like, pressed his advantage on upgrades and try to deny Slush's fourth. He could have picked up. He could have droned up at least and spine forward everything. There was a point where he was floating a lot of money.
Yeah.
He did add Hydras to his composition, which make it stronger, but I mean, 4 Hydras are not going to do this all that much.
Yeah.
But wait. But Mike has 10 drones less than Slush, and if he maxes out with Hydra Roach, and they have almost the same amount of infestors right now, this is kind of scary. Like, it's kind of an all-in for Mike, but he should have the stronger army in this fight, right?
Yes, but at the same time, they kind of swap places.
With
Slush's position. Like, Slush is doing what Mike should have been doing before.
Indeed.
It might be a little late.
Okay, we're gonna base trade.
Why is Slush making this decision?
Because he identifies that his army, that his economy is better, and even though they're both maxed, he would lose the fight. So if he loses the fight, he loses.
There's 20 spines going down.
Yeah, also spines on the fourth.
I love he left the infestors there. If Mike tries to go up the ramp, he can just fungal and stop him from coming up.
That's fine though. He couldn't really stop. Look, 3 units in front that would have just killed the infestors.
Oh.
And he couldn't stop like all of them. I think it's better to fungal on the spines for the most part. He doesn't really have enough infestors to.
Oh, I was bringing all the infestors back.
Yeah, that's good.
That's so smart.
Yeah, you can start fungaling perfect. Yeah. No one does this. You can start fungaling infested parents before they hatch.
Oh wow, Mike has like 2k. He could make 20 Muto right now. Would that be good?
No, it wouldn't.
Okay.
Slush trying to hold Mike back, but all the infestors are slowly falling. The fungal's doing so much damage though, and all of a sudden Mike down to 81 supply, and there's the GG. Slush has too many units. Mike unable to break the spine crawler force that was there at the 4th base. Very interesting play. That was a great game. That decision to base trade at the end, I can't see. You don't see that a lot.